Hi, good evening, folks. So I wanted to talk about my first experience with an Astro van. I think it was about 5 years ago. We got our first Astro van. It was an 03 all-wheel drive, and we bought it for $700. Turned out to be the best van that we've owned, at least from a natural standpoint. We put a lot of parts on it, and it had its issues in itself, but it was a great van. Didn't have to worry about the engine, transmission, anything like that. I mean, it was a runner, strong. Second van we owned. Oh yeah, by the way, the first van had 185,000 miles when we bought it. Second van we owned, after we destroyed the first van. Well, it wasn't really destroyed, but it was considered total. Second van we bought ended up having 87,000 miles. Yeah, very low miles. We were desperate, and we needed a van. We were staying with her mother, and I wanted to get the hell out of there. So I bought this van because I'm mechanically inclined, and I knew I could fix it. Now I know that I heard some weird noises coming from it. It wasn't ticking or clacking or pinging or anything like that, but you know the sound distributors make when the distributor's bad, the sound from the bottom of the engine. Well, anyway, after about a week's worth of work, taking the sledgehammer that was welded off of the lower control arm off, and changing the torsion bars and giving it a tune-up, and the fuel pump going out in Indiana in an ice storm, and a cop helping us change the fuel pump on the side of the interstate, the van finally quit on us. Yes. This was after I had taken the oil cooler lines out. The van quit on us. It started clacking. So that was the second one. Third one I bought it because I needed the transmission out of it. However, I was told by the junkyards and the dealership that a 97 would not work with a 98 because of the electrical components, computer issues and things like that. Said you will probably have problems out of it. However, the Astrovan world, the groups, and several mechanics from the Astrovan world were telling me yes, you could use it, and that they are using it. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm not there. Who knows? This van, we thought that the engine had went kapooey on it because it just stopped running, would not start back up. Now, it did have a little bit of blue smoke at startup, which means your valve seals are worn. So probably could have done something with that and rebuilt it or whatever. So anyway, we end up taking the van in, having the engine a new engine put in, not a new one, but one with 47,000 miles. And when they put the engine in, it was a nightmare. They didn't put new gaskets on, new seals, new nothing. I mean, I had bought all the parts, but it seems like they put the old spark plugs in, even though I bought brand new AC Delcos. spark plug wires, same thing. Anyway, got the van together after a month and a half of waiting on my van, of them working on it every day. They tried to start the van and it wouldn't start. You know what the problem was? Fuel injectors. Fuel injectors was the cause of the van not starting, because they used the fuel injectors from the old engine and tried to put them in the engine that I just got. So the fuel injectors were bad. When it got the fuel injectors in, the van started right up. However, it had massive leaks. And so it was leaking from the crank seal, and I mean it was spooling out. So we took it to 3 different mechanics to get this seal leak taken care of. Didn't take care of it. Even put the I can't think of it right now, the shim in it, and it still didn't work. So we finally took it over here to a place called Number 1 Auto, and we were out of town at the time, and they did the oil pan gasket and the timing cover gasket at once. And they called me and told me that they were having trouble getting it sealed, and then they couldn't get the distributor back in time, and they were telling me that my brand new distributor, something was wrong with it because they couldn't get it back in time. So they wanted me to come back and get it back in time for them. However, they didn't want to take off any of the money that I'd paid them, which was like almost $1,300. So anyway, the point of the story is that each one of those Astro vans were unique. Each one of those Astro vans had different parts. The mass airflows weren't the same. The exhausts weren't the same. The engines weren't the same. They were all 4.3s. But, you know, you have your W engines, you have your Z engines. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you may not. But anyway, when we have a problem on these Astro vans and people share from their experience with these vans, I don't think that we take into account the type of engine that they have in there, what type of parts they have on, how much they drive it, who took care of it, how it was taken care of, any of that. So the thing is when you have a 15 to 25-year-old van, and even if you buy it with 60,000 miles and it's been garage kept, well, chances are if it's 25 years old and it's only got 60,000 miles on it, they didn't drive it very much. The oil's probably settled down at the bottom of the engine. The hoses are probably beginning to dry rot. The tires are probably, I mean, you know, you get what I'm saying? More and more stuff is going to add up. It's probably got a lot of gremlins. Now, I'm not saying that you didn't get a good vehicle. What I'm saying is that be prepared to spend some money to get it up to par. I notice a lot of people are worried about lift kits instead of worrying about, you know, how their vehicle is running. And then they get online and then they complain about, oh, the Astro van's a piece of crap, or all this thing does is do this. Well, instead of buying the big tires, buying the lift kits, and things like that, you know, the paint jobs and things like that, worry about getting the van roadworthy, stable, and then worry about the cosmetics and, you know, the conversions and things like that. Now, we all have questions. I am fairly educated on these vans, me having 4 or 5 of these things, but there's always more that I could learn. And, I have showed, people that know these vans better than I do, things that they didn't know or couldn't do on them. So, we're all different. We all have a different mindset. And, when you read the comments on Facebook, somebody asking something, and then, you got someone typing on there, the first thing they want to do is, act like they're a professor, or like they're God, or like this person is supposed to automatically know what the cause is. Well, maybe they haven't gotten a chance to get there yet, or maybe they had no idea. We all share different experiences, and all I'm saying is, you know what? I don't know what I'm saying. All I know is that I love these vans, and I've done a lot of work to my vans. I've put a lot of money into it. $19,000 into this van. New engine, transmission, brake system, steering system, electrical system, AC cooling system, suspension system, tires, electrical, converting it, all types of things. And some of these things I've even done twice, and sometimes even 3 or 4 times, like the timing cover gasket. So you learn from your mistakes. Some of us don't, but you got to keep going with it. If you really love these vans, if you really want your van, and you really love these vans, if you're really a part of the Astro tribe, or if you're, if you really want these vans to last, yes, the 4.3 is a beautiful motor. It's hardcore. It's hard to kill. But every motor has its kryptonite, and you got to take care of it. So, with that being said, I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. Hey guys, while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell.